This lesson is for beginning guitarists that don't understand note names or how to locate them on the fretboard. If this is too basic for you, check out my video, How to Memorize Notes on the Fretboard. It will teach you how to quickly memorize all of the note positions, but it doesn't cover the basics that I'll be explaining here. To fully understand what I'm teaching in this video, please download and print the study materials for this lesson. You can print this material right now by selecting the link Print Lesson Materials. Study these printed charts and diagrams while watching the video, and even more important, study them as you practice without the video. After you've printed the lesson materials, take a look at exercise 1. The note names are A through G, just like the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And then you'll find it starts over again at A, an octave higher. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Notes always appear in the same alphabetical order. Now look at the second fretboard in exercise 1. When you get to G, it starts over with A and continues up the neck, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Notice that the thickest string is at the bottom of the diagram and the thinnest string is at the top. So these notes are played on the third string. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This fretboard may appear upside down to you. If so, place your guitar on your lap, facing upward, and you'll notice that the sixth string is closest to you, which is at the bottom of these diagrams, and the E string, the high E string, is furthest away. It will actually resemble the diagrams in this position. When you're playing these notes, and this is a little technique tip for you, although it looks like I'm pressing the string to the fret, I'm really pulling the string to the fret. I'm using the muscles in my arm to pull my hand and fingers toward the fretboard, and it's a much easier way to get leverage on these notes so you can play them. They'll sound clearly, and it doesn't take as much effort to play them this way as to play them in a pressing motion. This will make playing individual notes and chords much easier. 5 of these 7 notes are a whole tone interval apart. A whole tone interval means simply 2 notes separated by a fret, like the notes A and B in exercise 1. You also notice that C and D are a whole tone apart, D and E, and F and G, also a whole tone apart. 2 of these 7 notes are separated by a half-tone interval. A half-tone interval is just 1 fret apart. B and C are always a half-tone apart, and E and F are always a half-tone apart. And you can see this on the fretboard diagram. Once you've identified any single note on a string, you can figure out the note name of every other note on the string using these intervals. For example, an F note, as shown in exercise 2, is followed by G, a whole tone, A, a whole tone, B, a whole tone. B to C is always a half tone, B, C, a whole tone to D, a whole tone to E, and then E to F is also a half tone, whole tone after that. Exercise 3 shows the name of the open strings beginning with the lowest sounding note E. E, A, B, G, B, and E. You must memorize the name of the open strings. There's no real trick to it. Start off by memorizing these notes in order. Visualize and speak the name as you play each string. Then start playing and naming each string at random. Once you've got that down, move to the 12th fret. My 12th fret, as you can see, has 2 dots here. And at the 12th fret, the neck starts all over again, and these are the exact same note names as the open strings, so it's pretty easy to memorize this. E, A, D, G, B, E. Now here's the way the layout of the guitar works. Since these notes on the open string are the same as these notes at the 12th fret, All of this just moves up like this. All the notes are in the same order. They're an octave higher, so they're higher in pitch, but everything that you learn down here translates to up here. So you mainly just need to concentrate on the first 12 frets. You can see exactly what I'm talking about by studying exercise 4. So after you learn the note names for the first 12 frets, you know the note names above the 12th fret because it's the exact same layout. In exercise 4, pick out any note on the first 12 frets and count up the fretboard 12 frets, and you'll see that you have the exact same note an octave higher. Just for an example, this is an F, and you can see this on the diagram. So we'll count up 12 frets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is an F, an octave higher. So an interval of 12 frets is an octave. Once you've memorized the names of the open strings, you can use these note names to find the name of every other note on the fretboard. For example, look at the open D string. It's followed by E, half step F, F to G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on. So there is actually logic to the fretboard. It's not laid out as nice and neat as a piano keyboard, but there is logic. These notes don't just happen at random, but they are somewhat difficult to visualize. I'll help you visualize the fretboard in my video, How to Memorize Notes on the Guitar. Look at exercise 5. When notes are a whole tone apart, they are separated by sharps and flats. Notice that one fret above F is F sharp, because it's one fret higher, sharp, of F, but it's also one step lower than G. This is G, so it's G flat. F sharp and G flat are just two different names for the same notes. So in between notes are these sharps and flats. They're called either a sharp or a flat, depending on the key signature of the song. For now, don't be overly concerned with sharps and flats. Once you've identified the natural notes, and natural means not a flat or sharp, you'll be able to easily identify the flats and sharps because they're right next to these notes. The first notes to memorize are the open strings. Then memorize the 6th and 5th strings. The reason that the 6th and 5th strings are important is root notes from chords, where the chords get their name, are often located on the 6th and 5th string. For example, this is a G chord. Okay, on the 6th string is the G note. That's where it gets its name, the root note. Move up here where an A is in the same position, same chord, just moved up the neck. Now it's an A, B, C. So that's why the 6th string is important. The 5th string is important for the same reason. This is a C chord. That is a C note on the 5th string. So you want a D chord, move this same shape up here, put a D note here, and you have D, E, F, and G. Okay, so first the open strings, same as the 12th fret, then the 6th, 5th. And now notice, and this is very cool, once you've memorized the 6th string note names, the 1st string has the same notes in the same order. So once you've got the 6th and 5th down, you also have the 1st, and you just have 3 strings to go. Be sure to spend about 10 minutes each day studying the printed material and identifying note names for the next week. You'll soon be ready to commit the entire fretboard to memory and to instantly identify notes instead of right now you're going to be slowly identifying them. I'll teach you a few tricks to accomplish this in my video, How to Memorize Notes on the Guitar. It also includes printed material just like this lesson, and it also takes just a couple or 3 weeks to get through. I can always be found on the Metal Method forum. Stop by and let me know how you're doing with learning the note names. See you there.